In this video, I'm going to go through why getting lean in your 20s or early 30s gives you an unfair advantage for the rest of your life. First of all, just getting in shape is great, and why would you not want to look something like this? Because one, people look at you differently, they respect you, but we're going to dig a little bit deeper into the reasons why you want to do it in your 20s or early 30s to make sure you are getting ahead in life. So most men wait till they're 30, till they're 40 to realize that they're that out of shape. And the issue is this costs them years, because when you're going from being a teenager, young adult, into your 20s, your 30s, these are where the problems start setting in. And if you can catch them as early as your 20s, then it's going to make it far easier for you to get in shape and stay in shape long term. But the problem is no one actually wakes up till they're 30, till they're 40, and the damage of the last 20 plus years is done, and it's going to take a lot of time to reverse, and it's going to be a lot harder. So that's first of all the reason why, if you can catch this early, your bad habits, the reason you're actually getting overweight and get back to being in shape, because I'm sure you speak to parents, grandparents, or just people generally that are older. If you ever mention you go into the gym or you do running, anything sort of sport related, they'll tell you how fit they were in their 20s. And that's the case for everyone. But you get out of habit, you go out of line, and 20 years down the line, being in a slight calorie surplus, gaining weight slightly, is going to lead to a massive change. But if you catch this in your 20s, then you're minimizing the work you have to do already. So first of all, you have a big advantage right now. So apart from obviously you've got a better starting point, you actually have more time. As you can see on this are the milestones of adulthood based on people in the UK. So when you're in your 20s, you've started your full-time work, you've got the most income you have, you've got the most spare time, and you have the most energy, right? So this is going to be the best time when you've got time to put into your training, your nutrition, building habits, building a discipline, and actually doing what's necessary to get in shape, okay? And then as you get older, into your 30s, you might move out, get a house, have a baby, get married, buy a home, and these are going to give you other responsibilities to think about. So you can't be prioritizing gym sessions if you've got to go home and look after your kid, or you can't prioritize going to the gym and spending that extra money on the gym that's a little bit better, or getting that training program, because you've got a mortgage to pay, you've got a house, and these things happen in life and you can't do everything. Sometimes you can only balance the stuff that you can. So that's why doing it when you're in this period of your life, when you have the most income you do, you have the most energy, and you have the most free time, it is going to give you a massive advantage. But the problem is, right now you have time. You think you've got years and years and years, but I'll tell you now, this will soon catch up with you. Whether you're 20, you're going into your 30s, it is going to catch up with you. The years go by just like that now, and it will happen with everyone. It is just a case of life, and time will move faster and faster and faster. So every year you delay this is another year you spend carrying the same problem and actually making it worse. And this picture here will show you the exact thing, the power of tiny gains, but also how destructive slipping away can get, okay? So if you get 1% better over a year, 1% every single day, you can see that we get from 1 to 37.78, okay? A massive, massive increase, as you can see from this chart. However, if you get 1% worse every day, the damage over 1 year is drastic. And span that over the next 10 years, it can be a real problem. So that's why getting on top of it now is important, but also the fact that you can change your own life around in a year or so now, because you haven't got to go from this small problem and you're starting from base level, then this is going to make a massive difference. 12 months is enough to completely change your body. I don't care what everyone tells you, but that is enough time to go through. If you're overweight, you've got no muscle, you're skinny, whatever your starting goal is, you've got enough time, because you can go through the initial phase where you prep yourself, you get lean, you get down, and you fix those habits. Then you can build muscle, go into a gaining phase, and you can actually then eventually build the body you dream of. And it can take a year, but for most, I expect it to take a matter of months. it is going to take longer than you think, but it isn't. 12 months is enough. And imagine what you can do in 10 years. If you get a hold of it now, imagine what it looks like when you're 30, you're 35, okay? So less about fat loss and fitness itself, because that is great. And the earlier you start, the better it is going to be for you. However, it's never just about fat loss. Getting lean, you build discipline, you build confidence, you make better decisions, and you have a better life, okay? This transfers across all areas of your life. Your training builds discipline, it builds grit, it builds relationships with other people, your meal prep, your planning, all the stuff that goes into your training is transferable. So when you then get a job and you're working, maybe you're working at a desk, maybe you're working, I don't know, whatever your career is, these skills are going to transfer. And this leads to you being more confident, more disciplined in your work, but also it leads you to be more confident in business meetings, which is likely to help you get a better career. Remember, these things are transferable, and the fact that you can go through a younger age and get these locked in now and build that identity is going to transcend your career, your life, and everything along with it. But the problem is most men learn the wrong lessons with fitness, okay? Everyone thinks you need motivation, you can get quick fixes, 30-day challenges, meal plans that are going to save you. But that's not how it works. Fitness is about delayed gratification, putting in the work to see the results later. It's about building consistency and not lying to yourself and giving yourself self-control so you can actually do what you said you was going to do and keep those promises with yourself in order to get results. Because fat loss isn't just teaching you nutrition training, it's actually teaching you to set a goal, follow through with it until you get there. And these skills are what people look for. The compound effect that no one talks about is that working out, building a better body, getting in shape leads to confidence. That confidence leads to more opportunities, whether that's in work, dating, life in general. And that more opportunities, if you keep getting opportunities, then better outcomes are going to happen. Eventually, it just pulls down to a numbers game. Okay? So these things, these goals you're chasing, getting in shape is going to be the foundation of that and actually leading to those long term in the future. Okay? It might not happen within a year, 5 years, 10 years. It might be a long way down that path. But having that grit, determination, discipline to keep the promise of yourself, to keep going on your goals and your all the time, eventually it will lead to the outcomes you want. And like I said, then repeat for 5 years. Imagine what it's like 5, 10, 20 years down the line. You'll be in such a better place. And as you can see here, all of the results in life come from your choices, your behaviors, and your habits. And that's why getting control of your choices, your behaviors, your habits now through fitness is going to benefit you with your income, with your health, with your relationships, with your general happiness, and with your overall success in life. And finally, the one thing that people forget about fitness is you actually build yourself an identity, okay? You train well, you eat well, you keep your word, you do difficult things, and you have an identity of a person that everyone looks up to, respects, and they want to be around and want them to be a part of what they've got going on. So that's self-respect. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you build self-respect. And most men are trying to lose weight. The real win is actually becoming someone who people can trust, but also you trust in yourself that when you say you're going to do something, you're going to do it and you're going to follow through. And this transcends across all areas of life. Remember, you learn this in fitness, but it's going to be amazing for business, your career, relationships. So let's take in a real life example right now. Person A gets lean, builds discipline, keeps the promises to themselves and others, gains confidence. And then you have person B, stays stuck, relies on motivation, breaks promises, avoids challenges because they didn't do the same things and get in shape in their 20s. Which one out of those two options, person A, person B, would you want to hire for a job? I know right now, if I was going to hire one of these people, I'd be looking into person A and disregard person B. So that's how you're going to get ahead with your job, your career. It really is that straightforward. Getting lean in your 20s isn't just about looking good. it's also about an identity decision. Get lean, you look good, you build discipline, you build confidence, you build self-respect, and you build your future. So why would you not want to get in shape now and let it go further and further down the line, like I see so many guys do on the daily? That being said, if you need help with your fitness and it's something you're serious you want to get into and you don't want to waste years and years and years, then I've got plenty of tools below this video in my description you can go through: calorie calculators, fat loss plans, muscle building plans, all that good stuff. And if you're someone who's serious about this and wants to actually invest in their health, then you can sign up to my one-to-one coaching in the link below, or message me on Instagram and you can get more details. Okay, if you've watched this far, I hope you've enjoyed this video and you've took some value out of it. If you want to stick around and see more stuff like this, drop a like, drop a subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you in the next one.